then today's the energy that's in your face. So then today is going to be like, oh, you compare me to yesterday? Well, why should I do anything for you? Why? Oh, you thinking about tomorrow? You forgot about me? Well, let me forget about you. Those are things we don't want to do.
Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light.
What up, y'all? What it do? I'm Miss Indigo Blue. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Zen Mother's Garden. This is a weekly reading for the month of June 8th through the 13th. On this channel, we also do monthly love and money readings. We do impromptu channel chit chat, and we do new and full moon readings as well. So we have just been experiencing a full moon. That was the strawberry full moon that came to be the time for the strawberry harvest to be farmed, and so that's where that name comes from. And now we are moving into a new moon that is going to be within a solar eclipse. The previous moon was within a lunar eclipse, and that means a lot for us. So that being said, please comment, like, and subscribe. Ring the bell to stay in tune with me, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So for this week, we really have a job to do. We are working on creating new foundations, which means that we are eliminating a lot of the old habits and the old ways. We are seeing this not only in our personal lives, but also in the collective. And so it's a phenomenal thing. Like we said last week, things can't happen on a collective level without happening on an individual level. Some people have trouble getting started. Some people don't know where to start. Some people don't know how to go on without the old. Some people don't want to make change. And that is okay for now. If you really don't want to make change, you don't see the problems and you don't see the issues, I will guarantee that they will be made plain to you. But then when they do, it is your job to decide to move along or get left behind. So, to each his own. However, the sooner we can all get on to one accord and work together to make this effort, just even in thought, because so many people are like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I can't get out here and do this. I have to protect my children and things of that nature. And as I was meditating on the energy, I did see myself protecting a child, and I did see shots being fired towards us. And there was a gentleman with us who jumped up and he went out into the opposing side, and he just wiped them all out like instantly. And he asked, how can you be afraid of this when you control the sun and the moon? And as I kind of come out the meditation, I said, he said we can control the sun and the moon. How's way do we control the sun and the moon? And it came to me that God always answers our calls. Whatever we are asking the most divine power to do, this is what happens. There's been a lot of people crying out to stop the pain and stop the violence and stop the bad things that are happening in this world right now. Therefore, we are seeing change in that. If we all just think about make it stop, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. It's time for love, love. Replace it with love, replace it with love. The more that we do that, the more that frequency is going up and the more that energy can come down. And so, how do we control the sun and how do we control the moon? Right now, today, somebody's already had a bad day. Somebody is frustrated. They kicking, they shouting, they over it. They just want this day to be over. And as those people are saying, oh, let this day be over. I can't wait to go to bed tonight, take my bath, lay down, da 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 da. God is saying, oh, well, let me show them the moon so that they know that this day is over. Allow it to get dark. Allow the sun to get some rest so that these people know that this day is over. And how do we control the sun? In the same manner. Oh, can't wait till tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. Ooh, mommy said we get to go shopping tomorrow, or we get to go to the pool tomorrow, or we get to do, because so many times we are making so many plans for tomorrow that then the sun gets to come up and go, hey girl, wake up girl. Hey boy, it's today. What you gonna do with today? And that should always be the question. What are you going to do with today? So even though this is a weekly guidance, I want to ask you to take each day individually. Don't plan out what you're going to do tomorrow before you go to bed tonight. Do whatever crosses your mind to be done in this day, get it done, and then look back upon your day at the end of the day and acknowledge your accomplishments, acknowledge your blessings, acknowledge the things that came to you on today, because tomorrow is not promised and you can't get yesterday back. So why should we not focus on the day that is at hand? So I'm going to pull the cards and I'm going to get some information from the ethers that will help us to stay focused. This is time to stay focused. We are building this foundation one wand at a time. So we need to focus on this wand when it's time to focus on this wand, and this wand when it's time to focus on this wand, and vice versa, until we get that structure built that is sound. So each day we're going to look at as a rock placement. So if you take your energy out of today and put it in what happened yesterday, because you're mad about what happened yesterday and you're tired about how this person came to you and it was just so horrible. Or even if you're going, oh, today is starting off just terrible. Yesterday was such a good day. And how come after I have such a good day, then I have a day like this? And then today's the energy that's in your face. So then today is going to be like, oh, you compare me to yesterday? Well, why should I do anything for you? Why? Oh, you thinking about tomorrow? You forgot about me? Well, let me forget about you. Those are things we don't want to do. We want to concentrate on the day that is at hand every single day. So we are starting off with the Kuan Yin, Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, as we've been doing this month. And the card that comes out is Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, Gibbous Moon. So on time, so on time, so on time. Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, and Gibbous Moon. All right, this is number 33, which is a 6. Again, we are starting on this new journey, so it's no wonder these 6 cards keep coming out. This is the quick overall for this card. I reveal the path of grace on sacred earth, echo of ancient prayers. Sound forth from the holy mountain. The moon shall soon be full, and darkness filled with light. Victory shall be upon you, and the hope that I ignite in your heart shall swiftly become the joy of our celebration. Be serene, be peaceful, whilst the power of heaven and earth become the celestial horses driving the chariot of your soul. to its divine destiny. The gibbous moon is the time just before fullness. Okay? So we just had a full moon. But what is so distinct about this moon is that it was a lunar eclipse, and that the next new moon is going to be a solar eclipse, and that the next full moon is going to be another lunar eclipse. And at this time, the sun and the moon are going to be coming void for a moment. So with the sun being in eclipse, that automatically makes the moon invisible because there's no light from the sun to shine upon the moon. So when these two energies are void, then that brings way for opportunity for other energies to hop in. I do believe that that is the reason behind the message that we had last week that said that you are protected. You are protected right now if you are coming across this message, because where there's going to be a lot of outside energies at play, you are going to be reminded of the fact that you need to stop, meditate on that group of words, that feeling, whatever energy that was that just entered in your space, and recognize it for what it is, and then, if necessary, discard it, and if necessary, apply it. Um, we're going to be making different decisions when we're creating this foundation that other people who surround us may not understand, may not like, and would not have done for themselves. That doesn't have anything to do with you, what that person would have done. Now, if you're in a partnership or a marriage or something like that, then you do probably need to take that person into consideration, and you need to discuss some things with them before moving forward. But if you are individually able to make certain decisions, and then the response that you get to people from people makes you feel a certain way, you're going to have to learn to discard that feeling. You're going to have to you're going to have to keep yourself from allowing it to um, affect you in any way, shape, or form, and keep going towards the decision that you made. Now, sometimes we have people come into our lives and they're there to send us a message to make us go, oh, did I just do something wrong? As a wake up call. However, if it's just someone else trying to enforce their opinion or their way of thinking or doing something upon you, it's most likely not that. And you're going to have to really recognize that you are being divinely led. And so, as long as you are being divinely led, you didn't do anything out of fear or haste or anything like that, that you thought about it thoroughly, then you are in the right and you are on the correct path. I would suggest, if you are a single person and you don't have other people who you're responsible for, not even discussing these things with outside people so that they can inflict their outside energy upon it until after you've already made the decision and you've made the moves that you need to make without being able to turn back, because then you are acting with your intuition, your gut, and in your divine power. Are you holding on to something that you feel is being pulled away from you? Do not fear. When you let go, something even more wonderful shall be discovered. Trust in the goodness of life nurturing you. Okay, so that is what we need to be focusing on as we are going into the solar eclipse and back into another lunar eclipse, where that gibbous moon will present itself. Because with all of this energy floating around, with Cancer being so strongly in presence, a lot of family matters might come up, and you're going to have to learn how to respond to them in a way where you don't get butt hurt and you don't say anything that makes the other person feel that way either. So now we're going to go ahead and look into the Heal Yourself reading cards to see which card comes out to help us each and every day this week. And maybe what I could do is possibly pull a different Heal Yourself every day this week and post it on Instagram at Sin Mother's Garden, since every day is individual. So that is what we're going to do. We will use the same Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. And then I'm feeling like roll 2. Hey. So we got this love card popping up again underneath the bottom of the deck, and that is no surprise. And I'm feeling like pull 2 for today. And the 2 that I pulled are number 14, Soulmate, and number 35, Home. And I'm just going to go ahead and get the picture of them for Instagram right now. This is what number 14, Soulmate, looks like. And this is what number 35, Home, looks like. And we see that this looks like the same female. And in the home, she is looking to me like what looks like into a shell with a light bulb hanging off, and there is a rodent here on the table next to this book. And so we're going to look and see what that is offering to us. But we do see here in the number 14 card that the moon is present. And then the soulmate, though, doesn't quite look fully manifested. Like his face is pretty, has a good potency on it, but his body, sorry, this camera's backwards, his body, it's really kind of see-through. So look at his hand on her stomach, how that we can see her dress and behind there. So some of you are probably calling your soulmate in, and your soulmate is ready to connect with you. However, you might be concentrating on something and not removing and getting rid of some of the things that you need to get rid of so that this person can come and occupy their space. So the home card reads, in the context of this teaching, let us use the word home to describe your unconscious ability to attract intimate partners with the positive and negative qualities your parents instilled in you. This card honors the wounded child in you that keeps recreating home, hoping to get your childhood developmental codependency needs met. You might even provoke the other to act or look like your original parent. Okay, so if you're often dreaming that you're in your childhood home, what types of things are happening in those dreams? Again, it does sound like a blockage, but it's not your current home that sounds like the blockage or your current situation. This does read to a childhood issue. And then even seeing the things that you disliked about a parent or parents in partners, which then causes you to push them away. This is something that you want to be very careful of this week, especially on today. We're going to do this for today. If you're getting these feelings where you're feeling like you've been pushing people away that you may not, let's imagine that he's not coming in. Maybe this person is fading away because you're pushing them away, because you are feeling like you don't either want to be bothered, or you're bored with them in your life, or they're not what you're looking for because of those old beliefs that were instilled in you in regard to what you think you're supposed to have, or what something is supposed to look like. Remember that we're supposed to be throwing away those old beliefs and allowing what's in front of us to resonate with us in the way that it's supposed to, without putting some covering on it, without putting a mask or a cloak on it, and without trying to, though, make a square peg fit in a round hole. We don't want to do that. All at the same time, if the peg is round and the hole is round, let it fit. Quit trying to cut corners off of it and make it loose so that it can't get in there where it's supposed to be, because you are sabotaging not only yourself and that person, but the other blessings. This can be relative not just to a person, this can be relative to a job, an environment, any of those things that we have in our sort of earthly needs right now that allow us to create that foundation. What things are you pulling together to put into your foundation? Are you trying to build your foundation on what your parents said was right and wrong? Are you trying to build your foundation on what the government said was right or wrong? Are you building your foundation on what you know is right for you? This is something that you have to decipher and figure out before you dig the hole, before you pour in the concrete, and before you plant your wand. And if there's somebody right next to you who's willing to help you, allow them to help. Give them that chance. If there's some tools right there that you have right there that you know that you can use, utilize those tools and quit trying to Hail Mary everything. Quit trying to come up with this new idea if the old idea is working. But if the old idea is not working, discard it. Okay? It says in a world where so many of our natural emotions were not encouraged and worse yet suppressed, you are now encouraged to feel the feelings trapped inside you and consistently sabotage your life. So those feelings are consistently sabotaging your life. You keep taking 3 steps forward only to take 2 steps back because you're not really acting in your true essence. So the soulmate 14, which indicates a change, reads, open your heart and invite sacred love. Your soulmate is not far from you. To connect with them, you need to open your heart. Call them in and have patience. So if this soulmate is either, if you're already married, the soulmate might be a child that you've been waiting for. If you are someone who has a new career in mind, this could be that job or the business or the opportunity that you need to marry yourself to in order to make that dream come alive. If it's just getting out into your community, whatever it is that you are trying to marry yourself to in this new foundation, then you also have to be open to it and receptive to it when it presents itself to you. If you are not ready to accept your soulmate, keep working on self-love. And that would be the most important thing, right? Because you can't have a partner that has this, and this if you only have this and this. So you have to build yourself up and get yourself to where you need to be individually. Get yourself to that 9 of Pentacles, that 9 of Cups. Get yourself to that individual who is fulfilled just by being themselves so that you can receive a person who is fulfilled just by being themselves. You will be drawn to your soulmate like a magnet and feel an immense sense of familiarity, like you have known them before. Your capacity to love will increase dramatically and you will experience higher states of consciousness. No one can touch your heart in the same way that a soulmate can. This will not necessarily be your partners than what it's going on to tell you, which we've already discussed. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put these cards up. And I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite Tarot, starting with 4 cards for the week of June 8th through the 13th. For some reason, I have to keep looking at these dates. Time is flying by so quickly. What words, what things do we need to focus on to get through this week properly? Okay, so the Tower is now in reverse. So you are in a rebuilding stage. The things that have knocked you off your square, the things that you sat down and really took a look at, you took your time. One of the other cards that has come out here is the Hermit. And you went in and you realized what things you do not no longer need to be in your life. So you are avoiding tower moments. You are avoiding something being constructed against you to throw you off course or to knock you off course. You have decided to take the power and put the power into your own hands, like that man in that vision that I saw, who got up and went and did what the rest of us were scared to do. And you have taken over and you have said, this is going to be done my way. So kudos to you who have done that. What that did require was you to be the hermit, so you to actually go inside and self-analyze. And what is enforcing the hermit is the emperor. So you have realized that you have the power, that you are in control, that you are wise enough, that you are strong enough, that you are able to do any and everything that is coming up in front of you, against you. You have the power. Hopefully y'all can't hear too much what they're saying, but my dog is barking. And the other card that came out is the Page of Swords. And then the Ace of Swords in reverse. So it's the Ace of Swords in reverse is influencing the Page of Swords. So with the Page of Swords, I'm hearing newfound information, new communication, new ways of doing things. And with this Ace of Swords being in reverse, I almost feel like this is like what you were told was the way, what you were told was the truth, what you thought because of the previous interactions that you've had with life, that this was the only way to do something. You're coming out swinging your sword like, nah, I chopped it down with this. I did it this way. I came this way. And I found out that this wasn't the only way, that there's more than one way to skin a cat, and it's being successful. However, you also want to make sure that you are not lacking in using your intuition and using the information that is coming from your ancestors, coming from the divine, coming from the Most High, coming from your higher self, and just acting upon what you think is right now because you want to be defiant. I am going to actually clarify using Gilded. The Ace of Swords being in reverse. Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Somebody's in a hurry. So I just felt myself like really speed up, and then my cards went everywhere. All right, so please clarify this Ace of Swords. Please clarify the Ace of Swords. Five of Swords underneath the deck. Two of Pentacles. King of Cups. Queen of Wands. King of Pentacles in reverse. So it seems that some people are still trying to juggle the monetary thoughts with the purpose thoughts. And so you're coming out and you're swinging this sword. If you're swinging it based on doing things that you think are going to just be prosperous for you, then it's not going to make it. You have to be purpose driven in this. It's not about creating the balance. It's about understanding that balance will come as long as you go into your purpose. So, if you go into what makes you happy, what helps you to make others happy, what is the greater good, the love over the money, then you can turn this sword upright. The thing about it is you've realized your power, you've realized your worth, but you're still trying to monetize it. Like, you have to stop monetizing your worth, because the money's going to come. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be enough, and probably more than what you ever thought it would be. But as long as you're trying to monetize it, it's going to slow you down. It's going to keep you back. You have the Queen of Wands here. You have the Queen of Wands. You're ready to set the world on fire. You are ready to create um this foundation that has this fire built up beneath it, that it's coming up from the belly, it's coming up from the soul, it's coming from within you. This is passion ignited that brings you joy, love, and happiness. And so you don't want to cloud it by trying to juggle. The King of Pentacles is in reverse. Do not go into this place trying to weigh and measure yourself monetarily, weigh and measure everything by heart and not by coin. That is the old way, and that is a way that has to change. And I'm not saying don't want for anything, because the people who are sitting around saying, girl, I'm broke, I can't do this and I can't do that, that's the weakest link. Because if you're asking and claiming brokenness, you're going to keep getting brokenness. Don't do that. If you're saying I'm working myself to death, you're asking for death to come from the work that you're doing. I'm working myself to life. We want, I am so prosperous coming out of our mouths, right? And if you just know in the back of your mind that prosperity comes from doing what gives you the passionate feelings and inspires you from the gut and creates love and joy and happiness, then the money is gonna come. But it's not supposed to be a focus. I feel like I have said this so many times, and I don't even have that many videos up, okay? So you're fighting a battle that's not worth winning. Your battle against money is not worth winning. If you are looking at your parents and you're just trying to do something to despise what they taught you, or you're trying to, then you're going to end up crashing into that tower. You don't want to build the tower. So you have to stop doing those things, and you have to work off of your intuition and your gut and let that be your guide, okay? So I believe that that is the reading for this week of June 8th through the 13th. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonates. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Again, I am Miss Indigo Blue. Love you, love you, love you, love you, and see you soon. Ciao.